CBA Television.
Buonasera, benvenuti in otra edición de Contacto, a mí es Chacho de Castro. De vez en cuando nos tenemos que analizar no solamente situación local, pero también internacional. Entonces, ya por costumbre, para mí, me trae un invitado más especial, que ya tiene más que 5 años de viniendo, que era VOB regular. Él acaba de venir de Pafo. Eta que nan kumi, anto bota conoscere también, Gelt Dekker.
Hi, Chacho.
Welcome to the program again.
And again, if you want all these people on Facebook to follow us, you better speak English.
Well, we will. As a matter of fact,
good.
We will, yes.
Good.
I liked, as a matter of fact, your idea that when you go on this international venue, international place called Facebook,
good.
If you do speak Papiamento, you're limiting yourself, right?
It's a nice language. It's nice for the island,
yes.
But Facebook is a worldwide medium,
yes.
So speak a language that everybody can understand.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Right?
Yes, okay.
Makes sense.
Well, my first question is, you just got back. Where from?
I flew in from Amsterdam day before
Amsterdam?
yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were traveling all over again?
Well, I always do a lot of travel, and I was in Africa, many countries. Yeah.
Are you still keeping track on what happens here?
I try to read at least 3 or 4 publications every day,
Okay.
as long as I can get them online.
Sure.
And I mean, on paper you can't get them, of course,
No,
but
well,
online.
versions
And then, of course, a lot of friends send me emails and stuff. I think I know more or less what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Your general impression, before I get into
Right.
details with Paul
Right.
Rosemüller and Banco Central
Right.
and Airport City,
Right.
etc.
Right.
What is your general impression? Are we going forward? Are we going in the right direction?
Well, you have 2 things. We have a problem in the world economy. So the world economy is in a difficult situation at the moment. And then we have a new structure on the island. And we have a government that's learning on the job. And we are trying to get used to a totally new set of rules. And those 2 problems, to handle them at the same time, is not so easy.
Yeah.
So we're struggling, but I think it's growing a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though the central bank is saying that the economy got lost, or how do you say that?
Well, there's a
shrank for half
reduction.
percent.
Well, I disagree with them because they're still adding in the money that Holland is paying, and of course that is not production. When you look at the economy, you have to look at what we are generating, not the special gift. And what we are generating is less than it was before. And whether it's -2% or -5%, we don't know yet. We only know that maybe 6 months from now.
Okay.
But it certainly is shrinking, it's not growing.
Yes. Okay, so you're saying that 0.5%, it may be more, or
Oh, it's most certainly it's more, yes.
More.
There's no doubt about it, yes.
any
The
guess?
well, the latest that I heard, again, after you take out that extraordinary payment from Holland, if you take that out, it's almost the same as Aruba, -5%.
Okay.
Right? So
Yes,
5-6%.
Aruba grew
Well, this
something
year.
like 10%.
Well, yes, but the year before they had -6%.
Yes.
Right? -7% actually.
Yes. What influences this the most at this particular moment in time?
At the moment, in the economy, most of it is perception and psychology. There's an enormous fear psychology about another recession. And on top of that, there's insecurity in the market, enormous insecurity. When you look at the stock markets, it goes 6x, 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 up and down and up and down. So the politicians in the United States and the politicians in Europe have not been able to make a fix and convince the constituency that they are doing a good job. And of course the speculators, those who buy futures in the market,
Yes.
those who go short, those who want to have put options and sell them, they are very interested in talking down the market.
Okay.
And that's what is happening.
Okay. So how does this influence the relationship within the kingdom? Besides Rosenmuller,
Right.
let's put him aside for just a moment. What does the relationship look like?
Well, you saw it today in the Dutch newspaper, Telegraph. Here is the largest Dutch newspaper saying maybe it's dangerous to go to Curaçao on vacation. See? And that is not good. That is creating doubt and fear
Of course.
in the minds
Did,
of...
did they give any reason for
Well,
that statement?
of course they were speculating on all this crazy talk on Facebook and all that stuff, you know, and this war declaration, these pictures with the Nazis.
I remember Wheel saying that they'll be sending Dutch in body bags, something like that. Do people take this seriously?
No, but still, people are worried. Don't forget they have the choice to go here or go somewhere else. And when you are even having the back of your mind that you should be afraid or look over your shoulder, you may as well go somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, are you feeling secure here?
It's all right. I just got here yesterday and I don't see much difference.
So
I see it's very quiet actually. The whole island is very quiet.
So, what do you recommend to counter that statement in that particular newspaper? What should the government or what should Curaçao do?
Well, we are employing people in a government, and they should go out and speak out in the world and say, there's no reason to be afraid, and come have your vacation, and take away these fears. That's why we're paying these people.
Of course, okay.
Right.
But then internally also, because
Right.
there shouldn't be any statements like that one of Wheels.
I think that was a ridiculous statement. I mean, why make such statements? I mean,
No.
I don't understand.
Okay. Okay. Next to that now, Paul Rosenmuller says
Right.
they need to. That report speaks about changes must come. The whole political world here is totally against intervention from outside.
Well, but that's what the report is saying. The report is saying do it yourself.
Okay, so
We all agree that.
yes, okay, but it says it in one moment, but on the other side, internally it says something else.
Well, listen, that's the law, and if we don't do it ourselves, the provision in the law is such that someone else has to do it, right? That's the article number 43, right?
Okay. Schotten in the first instance went to Holland and asked.
He
for such
himself asked for this
Yes.
investigation, so what is the big deal?
Okay, so are we in a conflict? What is the conflict?
Listen, we, the people of Curaçao, all want to have a good government. And they want to have people they can trust. And if there's any doubt, I think the people we employ should be the first one to ask for an investigation and say, please clear my name.
Yes.
And let's do it now, immediately, as soon as possible. If you have nothing to hide, why hide? There's no reason to hide.
Okay, so you recommend for the government to do it right away?
Of course,
Just
of
investigate.
course, of
Who should do
course.
it? Algemene Rekenkamer?
I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't care who does it, as long as it's done and get the whole thing off the table. I mean,
Okay.
the most important thing is the economy at the moment. And this is all nonsense, smoke screens to keep us away from the important problem.
Of course, yes. We hear also good news.
Right.
For instance, this airport city that's coming in the future. I don't know how long it will take, but this space experience project that opens probably in 2014. This cruise ship that goes around to 7 countries, 8 destinations. I mean, it's in the mill. Let's put it that way.
At the moment, the economy is shrinking. So what we've got to do is we have to grow the economy. We have to expand productivity. We have to get new ideas on the road, whether it's a new city or new cities or new investment projects. We've got to grow. We don't have a choice. Otherwise, we will be poor and go bankrupt.
So you approve all of these projects?
Absolutely. We don't have enough yet. We need more.
More, okay.
Right. Just go do it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
but if in Holland they keep writing these things that you just said is not true,
Listen,
we don't. Are we banging our head against the wall?
We don't depend on Holland. I mean, this is just a little blip of sensation in the newspapers. It's not helping us, but at the same time, it's just a little bit of hysteria, and it's a little hysterical thing every day. So that's not going to be a long-term effect. Soon we'll forget about this and there's something else. But we have to grow our economy step by step by step by step. And the weakness at the moment is we depend very much on this vacation tourism.
Yes.
Now, what we have seen in the last 5 years is that vacation tourism is getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And we are no longer making money on it. Not on the island, nobody is making money on it. The airlines are not making money, the hotels are not making money, and we cannot go on like that. So we have to develop new products. And whether it's medical tourism, whether it's educational tourism, there's all kinds of other products we can make. Okay. And we've been talking about it forever. Let's go do it. What are we waiting for?
Are these airlines that Hakim is bringing in end of the year, are going to be helping?
It helps a little bit, but it doesn't help a lot. It helps a little bit. I mean, KLM has gone from 7 flights to 10 flights. That's the most important. That's the largest feeder. Air Berlin is only 1 flight a week. That's almost nothing, right? What is it, Air Blue or so?
But does it have the potentially?
Absolutely. And I applaud all those initiatives and let it happen and let more of it happen. More. We need more.
Okay, so maybe that first flight or 1 flight a week in a month or 2 can grow?
Will help a little bit, and I hope soon we'll have 10 flights a week, you know?
Okay.
And don't forget, Air Berlin is almost twice as large as KLM.
Yes.
And there are plenty of Germans out there. But we need to have a good product here. We need to create a reason for the people to come here. And they shouldn't be afraid of being here.
Okay. Okay. With your permission, we'll comply with some obligations, and then we're going to come back. When we come back, people can call into the program 463-6137, or write in the post where I said that Jacob is coming to the program. I see we have already some questions, and when we come back,
Facebook.
Yes. We already have some. When we come back, I'll read some of them.
Let's go do it.
Okay, 463-6137. We'll be right back.
The real action begins. You have no idea.
O 4 sucursal sempre tem movie box banda Dio. Pode volver vídeo nang na qualquer dinang. Kursi mang pelikula ng novo personali serviço total. Bovrasta pili pa mira e promono. Tambe vo snack favorito e sempre movie box banda Dio.
Okay, we're back, and with our guest, of course, Jacob Gelt Dekker, Kurahulana. How is Kurahulana doing, as a matter of fact?
The summer has been slow, and it's been slow for everybody. The reasons are two ways. There's not enough airlift. Number two, we have gone from 3,000 hotel rooms to 5,000 hotel rooms. So there's an overcapacity.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Gerardus Dirks.
Right.
Chacho, wat voor verschil hij als Schotten, Jamrodin en Hakim opstappen of niet opstappen? Wat zou het verschil zijn? En zal dit positief zijn voor de economische ontwikkeling die we nu doormaken? En of verliezen we een heleboel werk waarvan nu door die drie gewerkt wordt?
Yeah. The team we have at the moment, they've been learning on the job, right? They were not sophisticated, and they had to learn all these things, and it took 1 full year.
Yes.
And it's been very costly this whole year. Now, if you send them home at the moment, you're not going to harvest anything from that investment. So I don't think we will benefit a lot by sending them home at the moment. I think if we can work out the problems, listen, if there's an integrity problem and if they're crooks, they should go. They should go today.
Yes.
And if they're not,
Yeah, but
they should get a chance to continue, and we should have the benefit from their work.
okay, but the court justice says with the two ministers they won't continue with the investigations because
There's nothing
they're not
there.
finding anything.
Good, well, fantastic. So let's move on. Let's focus on the real things in the economy here.
Hoe kijkt Jacob aan tegen de gecoördineerde actie van oppositie en Nederland? En denkt hij dat het gecoördineerd is?
I think it's totally nonsense. All these theories about conspiracies and all that, it's nonsense. Schotten went to Holland and he asked for this investigation. That's what happened. And he got it. Where's the coordination? Where's the conspiracy? Nonsense.
Okay, so
Forget it. Come on.
okay, great. Ziet hij dat de virus dezelfde fout aan het maken is als Cova en Godet, dat door geweld aan te kondigen of uit te dagen verloren die een aanzienlijk deel van hun gehang?
Well,
Kijk, ik denk dat het verliezen die...
if Wils is asking, is suggesting violence, then I think he's very stupid. Sorry to tell you so, but we live in a civilized society, and we sit around the table to solve problems. And we may disagree, and we may hate each other, but we're not going to kill each other, right?
Of course.
We live in a civilized society, and that's how we are used to deal with each other.
Okay.
So let's stick to that.
Okay, but is this behavior calling, because this report,
Yeah.
it's not definite yet if it's going to happen. I don't know if it is definite. You're saying it should be right away, right?
And listen, if there's any doubt about the integrity of people, let's go test it. Let's go check it out.
Oké. Wat vindt Jacob van de huidige openbare aanbesteding van het ziekenhuis? En vergelijk dit met de Deventer model ziekenhuis. En hoe men dacht dat aan te besteden.
Listen, there's an idea about building a hospital, right? The new hospital is going to cost 400 million.
Yes.
Where's the money going to come from? Just explain it to me, right?
Yes.
I haven't heard yet.
No.
I don't have the foggiest idea, and you can ask for any contractor to make an offer. But if you don't have the money to pay for it, nothing is going to happen.
Okay, but
So
okay.
the first thing is get the financing in place and then see who's going to build it and for the best price.
Okay, but because they're also speaking about it's going to be finishing by end of 2014.
I believe it when I see it. I have not seen 1 penny yet. And they're talking about 400 million, and I've not seen 1 cent. Show me the money,
You
and
don't
I'll
trust
believe you.
that it's really true that they're going to be...
Listen, show me the money. Very simple.
Okay. The airport, let's go back there.
Right.
Airport, the FAA, Federal Aviation Authority, is saying, listen, luchtvaartdienst is not doing things the right way, and we run the risk that they're going to be downgrading this thing from 1 to 2.
Yes, well, it's very bad. It's very, very bad. And I'm actually very angry about that because it's been hanging over us almost for 10 years. 10 years they've been saying that, right? And nobody has done anything. And we cannot afford this. If we do not have airlift, we cannot have tourism. We need that. It's a lifeline of Curaçao. So go do something, comply.
Okay, but when you say 10 years, I mean, we wanted to solve this by creating a new airport, and it's standing there.
Listen, you can talk until you're blue in the face, but we need action at a certain point. And stop talking and do something, make some decisions.
I understand that, but what happened with the construction of the new airport? Were we lied to? Is it not what it should have been?
Listen, we don't have a new airport. There's a landing strip, there's the old landing strip. And we have a couple of new terminal buildings. Yeah? We have a new arrival and departure building. And I'm not impressed, in all honesty.
Okay. Was the money spent well?
I can't judge that, but my feeling, my impression is it looks shabby, it looks cheap.
Yes.
And whether they pay too little or too much, I cannot make that judgment. I don't know. I don't have the data.
Charles Cooper and Maurice Adrians of the Curaçao Airport Holding, they're saying it will not be, maybe we won't make all the points. They're trusting that the FAA will kick their fingers for
I've heard that story now for a long time. And why would they? This has been hanging over us for 10 years. Why not comply with it, for heaven's sakes?
Okay, but if the minister in charge of it is saying maybe we won't finish,
then he is causing damage and harm to the economy. And if people are out of work and have no job and there's poverty on the island, they know where to go, right?
Yes, of course. Okay, again, we'll comply with some commercials again, okay? And you can call in 463-6137. We'll be right back.
O 4 sucursal sempre tem movie box banda divo. Pode volver vídeo nang na qualquer dinang. Pur si mang pelikula lang novo personali serviço total. Bo vorasta piri pa mira e promono. Tambe vo snack favorito e sempre movie box banda divo.
Até, nós está back ding aire, Anto, nós tem promedio mara. Boa noite.
Chacho, boa noite. Pode venire no si lampo un trepe bira come ministro che lo dirà.
If you would become prime minister if they ask you to.
Me?
Yes.
I'm too old.
60 something?
4 almost.
64.
No, it's time for young men to do it. I'll be happy to advise people,
Yes.
and I'll be happy to be the traveling ambassador, whatever.
Okay.
But this is a job for young men.
Yes. Like Schotten?
Yeah, well, listen, like Schotten, of course,
Yes.
they have energy.
Okay. Okay, 463-463-6137. You can talk to Jacob Gelt Dekker and ask him questions. The airport city
Right.
and the space experience, you say,
Listen,
let it,
we have the airport city, we have the green city, we have an East Point city, we have a West Point. Let it all happen,
Yes.
please.
Okay.
We need productivity.
but it's not enough, you say.
Listen, people need to get off their ass
Okay,
and,
but-
and
but-
do something.
We have only one minister of economy.
Yes, and
Who's going to be in
we have 150,000 people on this island. Everybody can do a project, right?
Okay,
And we
but,
have
but
to
it's not happening.
then tell them to do it. And the biggest enemy at the moment we have is the official regulation and all the